Well, wagwan people, bless upon yourself. We here with another update. Sorry for the noise in the background, but I'm outside. It's a beautiful night in the city right now, you know what I mean? So if you're hearing a lot of noise in the background, I'm sorry, but I'm outside and I decided to, give you guys an update on Alkaline, the Vendetta boss. Since Alkaline released this single Key Man, in a dancehall, seems to ruffle a lot of feathers. And people are saying this, people are saying that, you know what I mean? Now we know Alkaline is gonna be performing, August the 30th in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, you know what I mean? So look out for that. And I'm sure, the Vendetta fans them is, they're gonna step out to support the artist same way, you know what I mean? But yeah, right before Labor Day weekend, and like I said, the city is festive right now, so you don't know that show there, I gonna sell off, you know what I mean? But since Alkaline released this single Key Man, you know what I mean, a lot of people have been speculating. I see Massacre released this single Autocrat, and I did an update on it. I'm like, I don't see the diss, because some people, even Massacre blogger, Realist Youth came out and said, Alkaline get this, Vibes Cartel get this, and all of these things. But I'm over here and I'm like, if that's a diss, I don't see the reason or the need for Alkaline to respond right now, because Massacre didn't even go close to like direct, you know what I mean? For me to say, Alkaline should respond, in that single. Matter of fact, the single to me was more geared on Massacre taking shots at Vibes Cartel, right? And a lot of people attest to that, you know what I mean? And then we see Massacre came out and he did the song. Like I said, Autocrat. Now we see Joshy out here clearing the hair and saying why he said, and all of these things. A lot of things have been going on, you know what I mean? But it's just that I ain't got the time to cover everything, you know what I mean? I just ain't got the time to cover everything that's going on in dancehall. But what after Alkaline dropped the single, right? After Alkaline dropped the single Key Man, I was saying to myself, I'm waiting to see if Alkaline is gonna release the visual, a visual for that song. You understand? Now, people are saying he might release the visual for Key Man, or he might release the single for the single that he released before Key Man, Priority. See? But I'm here just waiting to see what Alkaline is going to do next. Now, usually before a big event such as the Barclays Center, August the 30th, like I said, usually Alkaline show out and drop something. But I'm just waiting to see right now, because, like I said, to be honest, a lot of people want Alkaline to respond to Massacre. Matter of fact, I see Vibes Cartel released in a bag of tunes. Definitely putting in the work over there, but none of the tunes them is not really hitting to me as as to what some people might say, and even to some of the Gaza bloggers, I'm not talking about some of the singles that Vibes Cartel is released. As a matter of fact, I was watching a video the other day, some people are saying Vibes Cartel need to promote his sons them more. And I saw one blogger saying that Vibes Cartel, well, not the blogger, but he was referencing to someone saying that Vibes Cartel kids need to stop doing music and all these things. Boy, me tell you people, Jano, you know what I mean? Even though I won't go that far to say that. See, but they say he should put more, attention on his two youths them, Liquor Addy and Liquor Vibes career. And all of these things, even though I don't agree with that to an extent, because they need to leave their own, footprint in the dancehall. They need to, step out and do them thing, separately and apart from, their father being Vibes Cartel. But we're gonna wait and see how that go. But the thing is with Alkaline, right? Since Alkaline released the single Key Man, we see a lot of artists come out taking shots at each other. You know what I mean? They have, Tentic step out. When Alkaline released the song, and Tentic seems like he wanted, but I don't think Alkaline is definitely going to clash Tentic. He might get a line, or a bar in a song, but I don't think Alkaline is gonna clash Tentic. Then we see Knox step out and disrespect Tentic. We see Devin the Doctor going at Moscow. Like I said, there's a lot of clashes, a lot of shades, a lot of disrespect has been going on, since Alkaline released his single Key Man. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things I was saying in dancehall. That's what we need, and we kind of miss that. But I see Alkaline draw for Key Man, and since the you draw for that single, we see dancehall is well festive. You know what I mean? Like I said, well festive again. So I think people waiting to see what Alkaline is gonna forward with again. You know what I mean? So they just waiting to see what the youth are go forward with again. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's gonna forward with a video or if he's gonna forward with a audio. No, she inside cooking right now. But it's just one of them things that you just have to wait and see, because like I said, Alkaline is definitely an artist right now that a lot of people have their eyes on. You know what I mean? And people waiting to see what's going to be the next move. You understand? Like I said, since Alkaline released the single, I was expecting, Massacre to forward more direct, since people was calling him out, But Massacre forward and said Autocrat. And that single was, to me, more geared at a Vibes Cartel, to be honest. You know what I mean? So I don't think Alkaline is going to respond to that in that sense. I mean, Massacre blogger is saying that Alkaline get this, Vibes Cartel get this. Some people are looking for the disses and some people can't see it. I'm one of them. So I don't expect Alkaline to respond in that sense, to go direct. If Alkaline release another single and throw a next, throw a next grenade or a bomb over there, that to me, that would be understandable, because Massacre is like him can't really brave up so far right now. Other than it seems like he's trying to disassociate himself from the Gaza Nation, right? Even in his last performance, we saw he didn't perform the single Infrared and all them thing there. And people are saying, well, Massacre seems like he wants to, like I said, separate himself different and apart from the Gaza Nation, and just one side right now, you know what I mean? And I decided the thing there. And that's a good move. That's it's a great move for Massacre. But for me to say Alkaline should respond to Autocrat, I don't see it. You know what I mean? I really don't see it. You know what I mean? But some people are saying he should. Some people are saying he shouldn't, like me. I'm like, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? But what I do know is people waiting to see, his next move. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? People waiting to see his next move and see what Alkaline is going to do, what he's up to next. You feel me? So, why may I tell you? The place is very festive right now. You know what I mean? And a lot of these young artists, showing out right now and willing for, give dancehall a clash. But some of these clashes, people are saying it don't make sense. You know what I mean? Some of these clashes don't make sense because people really want to see an Alkaline versus a Massacre, or a Massacre versus an Alkaline. You know what I mean? Some people want to see, since Massacre made a statement the other day and, said what he said in Autocrat, some people are saying, well, they might get a Massacre versus Vibes Cartel. You know what I mean? And also in Key Man, we see when Alkaline released that single, Vibes Cartel made a post and said, him at the locksmith. And I think he have a single with him and Skilly Bang, right? I don't even know if they released that single yet, because I was waiting for that single to release, so I can listen to it to see where Vibes Cartel is going with this whole locksmith argument. You know what I mean? But as of right now, I haven't heard the single, so I really can't speak on it. But you know what I mean? Yeah, just to keep you guys updating. Like I said, I'm not gonna come out here and keep doing videos on Alkaline when nothing is going. You see the artist release the song Key Man, and then it's like Alkaline is just relaxing right now and a pre the game and watch and see what going on. You know what I mean? Because we didn't see no one really step out other than the Tentic and some young artists trying to go at Alkaline, which I don't see Alkaline in no clash with Tentic or none of them young artists there who are fire shots off of the Vendetta boss, you know what I mean? But You know, we just have to wait and see. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things that I think we just have to wait and see. But I think Alkaline, watching the game, have a show soon forward. Sheldon, you know what I mean? St. Vincent, what was that? Past week week and a half, right? Sheldon, St. Vincent. Now we have the Barclays Center, you know, coming up, and I think he have another show after the Barclays. I can't remember if it's in one of the Caribbean islands also. You know what I mean? So Alkaline is definitely doing his thing, and a lot of people, like I said, are waiting to see, you know, what's gonna be the next move. I don't know if he's gonna release the visual for Priority or the visual for Keyman. We just have to wait and see. You know what I mean? We just have to wait and see, people. But right now, yeah, that's why I haven't put out no video about, you know, give you guys no updates about Alkaline, because since Keyman, you know, Alkaline came out and made that statement and say he's the key man in dancehall right now. You know, a lot of people, they getting their feelings, you know what I mean? But none of them, or none of the artists them, is really stepping out for say, well, you know, none of the top artists, like I said, none of the top artists them is stepping out really for say, you know, and defend the thing same way. You feel me? But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting to see what Alkaline is gonna forward with next. If it's gonna be a new single, if he's gonna release the visual for Priority, or if he's gonna release the visual for his latest single, Key Man. You know what I mean? Or maybe Alkaline just give us a new single, you know, by itself. But you know, I'm just waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see and hear what Alkaline event that the boss is going forward with next. But other than that, I'm enjoying the music, enjoying, you know, the culture, you know, because it's very festive right now. Like I said, Vybz Kartel is going to be performing on the 29th, right, of August at the Barclays Center also, right? People are saying this is the third time Vybz Kartel is going to sell out the Barclays Center. And then we have Alkaline performing on the 30th, right after Vybz Kartel. And a lot of people waited to see how Alkaline is going to perform at that show, right, in the Barclays Center. You know what I mean? A lot of people just waiting to see, you know what I mean, what's going to, you know, what a performance and certain thing is going to look like. You understand? If it's going to be a sold out show, whatever, since, you know, they're going to compare Vybz Kartel show to Alkaline being booked for an event, right? Even though it's not Alkaline show in the Barclays Center, you know, he's booked for that event. You know, a lot of people still gonna compare and have comparison, but no, it's Alkaline are gonna step out and you know what I mean, and do his thing. You know what I mean? I know the Vendetta fans them are gonna step out same way and do them thing. So it's just a sight to see. I'm waiting to see, and I'm sure a lot of people are anticipating, you know, those two events, August the 30th and August the 29th. And then, like I said, because right after that is Labor Day weekend, so you don't know the place. You know, the place right now, like I said, the city is alive and active, so you don't know. A lot of people going to be coming from out of state into Brooklyn, New York, you know what I mean, just for Labor Day weekend. So a lot of people going to be in town also for those two events. So I'm just waiting to see. You know, what will happen. But on the musical part of it, waiting to see if our client is going to give us something before that, or if he's going to, you know, just tough right now, chill, and after, you know what I mean, the Barclays Center, we might get some more music or whatever the case may be. But I don't know if he's going to give us the video or visual for, like I said, Keyman, or the single that was released before that, Priority, you know, the single for the ladies them. We just have to wait and see, you know what I mean? It's just me giving you guys a quick update, because like I said, I'm outside right now. Like I said, the city is well festive, it's lively, you know what I mean? And actually it's a beautiful night in the city, you know what I mean? So, and I'm outside, you know, on that vibes. You feel me? So I said, let me just give you guys an update. You see me? I said, people. So with that said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this. And I'll definitely check in with you guys and keep you guys posted on what I go on. You see me? But other than that, this is why I go stay blessed, people. Check with you guys on another one. Little more. Blessings.